23 years in the business. It's August of 2005, and we had a rather unprecedented event occur. Some people call it Hurricane Katrina. Others call it the federal flood of 2005. What happened was there were breaks in our levee system, which allowed water to pour in. And New Orleans is like a bowl. And the problem is when that bowl fills up, there's only one way to get water out of the bowl, and that is through pumping systems. The only problem is that the pumping systems, none of them worked when all of that happened, which is why the water sat there for 3 weeks. We were not able to move back to the city for 4 months because there weren't any places to live. And during that time, I couldn't make contact with my clients. My staff had disappeared. I didn't have anybody. I was working on my own. I was finally able to start contacting people via email. Eventually, people were getting in touch and said, my number is now this Houston area code or this Lafayette, Louisiana area code or someplace in Florida, whatever. We were all finally able to start communicating again, which was so important. Eventually, after about 5 months of working, I found someone that I could hire. It took that long to find somebody to hire because there wasn't anybody around. So what do? How do you begin to build a business again when you're not really sure if your city is coming back? You go back to the basics. The same thing I always did. I went right back to them. When in doubt, go back to basics. So I began to call all of my clients again, find out how they were doing, what their businesses were like. Half of my clients were still living, for instance, in Baton Rouge. They had moved their businesses there, so I was on the road all the time. Eventually it all kind of moved back, but when you encounter tragedies or challenges like that, how do you know you've been successful? The way you know is, did your clients trust you before? And now are they going to trust you now? I wasn't going anywhere. And I said, look, I'm back in my building. I am up and running. What do you need? What help do you need from me? I wasn't out to make sales. I was out, how do you help other people now? What can I do to help you? Very simple things. This is what being human is all about, is how can I help you? Well, I found out I had built my business the right way because I had clients. I never have had a customer in my life. My relationships with people are client relationships. And from there, we began to rebuild, and over time, we actually began not only to rebuild, but to do even better.